Cause that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so. Feed me more. You just made the list. Rest in peace.
What's going on, all the armchair bookers out there?
What up, though?
It is May 17th, 2018. We are going to go ahead and get into Raw and then subsequently Smackdown Live from the 14th and 15th, respectively. Thankfully, we will only be giving y'all one podcast this week. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That is a good thing.
We only give you one because we only have one WWE event that we will be actually reviewing. So yeah. Oh god damn, man. Before we get into that though, like I was saying to some of you all who have been listening, which I don't know how many people that is because we're still getting viewers, but anyway, I was saying that I'm getting back into wrestling, but Pete has been into it. So just a bit of news real quick that I want to ask you, sir, Mr. Pete. Have you heard about the whole Enzo thing? Enzo Amore thing?
I know all about that.
Like the whole him being acquitted and whatnot.
Yeah, and that surprised me not at all.
I know. So
the whole case was stupid to begin with.
I just want to talk about this a little bit. Like let's so from what I know, like I said, because I'm getting back into it, so I don't know the full story. But he, like a lot of men in Hollywood, like now, some of it very justified, some of it maybe not so much, got accused of assault. Right? Was it assault or was it rape? Was it rape or was it just assault?
I believe it was rape.
Man, okay. And I know WWE, because of it being too much of a liability while the case was still fresh, was like, yeah, we got to let you go.
Yeah, and from everything I was told, because, again, I try to stay away from these social issues. Yeah. Because I really don't care. It's 2018. People are just going to say stuff about everything. But my roommate obviously pays more attention to, like, everything. And he was the one talking to me, and he was the one telling me, he's like, oh, yeah, the chick, the accusees, or the accuser, her friend came out and like, this bitch is crazy. She likes to accuse a lot of random celebrities that half of which she never even actually met, of raping her.
Wow.
She just got let out of a psych ward, guys. Don't believe her just because she said this. And then, they're like, but WWE's like, nope, no tolerance, get out of here. Sure enough, I think the chick then later, like a week or two later, accused some other celebrity of also raping her. She was like, I think he raped me too. And apparently she had accused celebrities of raping her before. It's just her MO. But no one ever really took her seriously, apparently. And she went back to a fucking psych ward, which is why Enzo probably got acquitted.
Well,
either way, he's out of job now, so it doesn't really fucking matter now, does it?
Enzo's I guess this is his like attorney or who's working his case. My brother Ibn sent me the thing. Enzo posted the letter on his Twitter. Enzo's real name is Eric Arndt, and basically suffice it to say, it said Arndt learned of the accusations when his counsel reached out to Phoenix police. Subsequently, and as evidenced by the vast amount of online admissions and other publicly available information, it was soon clear that the accuser exhibited a complete lack of truth or credibility. At all times, Mr. Arndt fully and unequivocally denied accusations and remained confident in clearing his name. So basically, the guy is saying that, the attorney is saying that I basically said from the jump she was lying, and come to find out, we got evidence to prove that the woman was lying. I don't want to get too much into, like you said, all of this social stuff because we mainly want to. It is a wrestling podcast, though, so I did want to give a little bit of news, but mainly just want to talk about Raw and all the other stuff. But I was just saying, like, a lot of this stuff that is coming out, a lot of these people need to be called out for it. But what is messed up is when it comes to a point where the accuser is lying, and then you end up messing with the job. And then there's a portion of me that is not upset at WWE because their hands were tied and they had to save face. So it just sucks for Enzo. That's all.
Why I hate people bringing this kind of shit up. At the same
we
time,
don't have to talk
mad
about it
that
we've
reached a point where it's like literally guilty until proven innocent.
It is with this.
Like
yes.
literally, like all someone has to say. Like it makes me not want to be famous. And I've always wanted to be famous. But it makes me not want to be famous because anyone can literally just point and be like, he raped me, and everyone just assumes I'm a rapist for the rest of eternity, regardless of any proof or anything.
Well, yeah, that's definitely the messed up part about it.
Because here's the thing. Enzo is out of a job regardless and won't ever be able to get any work in a professional setting ever again. He might be able to work indie circuits and stuff. Because even though he's been acquitted, the fact that he got accused, people will just go,
it's bad enough.
People go, patriarchal society. You can't just assume based on the evidence that it's right. A bunch of men probably read that trial, so of course they let him off. And that's the society we're in nowadays.
A lot of people are gonna say that. A lot of people will say that.
So
I wish I could disagree with you, man.
So he's caught regardless.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Which is why I'm like, whatever. It's non-news, non-issue.
But without getting too much into it, because this isn't the type of podcast. But yeah, basically, like I said, just wrestling news. Come to find out, at least according to the trial, Enzo was innocent and was all along. It's some terrible shit. Anyway, getting into Raw, April 14th, 2018. First of all, before we even get into this, okay. Well, I guess we are getting into this before we get into the actual show. When in the hell do we have title shots given through fucking random red carpet event interviews? When in the fuck?
Yeah.
When in the hell does it happen like this? What am I missing?
Very, very rarely.
What the hell? Not to mention the fact that, okay, I got on the Usos and Naomi for, some bad acting they did on SmackDown Live
that was awkward
3 weeks ago. This shit.
Yeah, but can you do this?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And then Charlotte, why are you here, Charlotte? Charlotte, I love you, Charlotte. I love you. You probably one of the best female in-ring competitors. Well, you are one of the best female in-ring competitors WWE guy, probably wrestling today. Why are you here? Woo, why are we wooing? Why are we wooing? Why? Why?
That's not a question. We know why we're wooing. She's a Flair. But
why here?
Because, Ronda's got to keep proving that she has, WWE friends.
Bruh.
Here's my other friend, not named Natalia. It's Charlotte Flair. She's like, woo, woo. And then Nia's like, cool, you can woo, but can you hold up a belt?
and wait. And then she says, my obligatory title defense.
Yeah.
When is there ever an obligatory title defense? Unless
when the general manager tells you has to defend it at the pay-per-view.
Which is something that we didn't fucking hear. There's an obligatory rematch always. But unless the GM says there's an obligatory defense, why couldn't she just say, not my obligatory defense, but I challenge you.
Just be like, I want to be a fighting champion, and I want to fight somebody here.
Yeah, my obligatory defense just sounds so fucking just like made up and orchestrated and like bullshit. I don't know.
And oh no, something in wrestling that's made up and orchestrated and bullshit. Call the presses. But
True. If they what's so funny too is WWE had put this up like a few hours like midday before Raw
well, yeah,
on
because it
on the
happened during
WWE
midday.
YouTube. Oh, okay. I didn't. I thought they just randomly decided to put it up.
No, it happened midday. Like they were at some red carpet event for something, and then they decided to
Some,
do that there.
yeah.
And the main reason they decided to do it is because Ronda Rousey's a celebrity outside of WWE,
Mm-hmm.
and why not get the press that way as something that's not
Yeah.
WWE?
Everything about it makes sense business wise. It was just corny as fuck.
Oh, it was extra corny, like
It was like
just
corny
kind of
as fuck.
awkward because
God.
I don't think Face Naya works.
And this is my thing. I was looking at this too. Nia Jax, she needed the championship and all that, and I mean, maybe she won't even drop it to Rousey. I don't know. We'll see when we actually do our predictions
Keep dropping it.
later on. But Charlotte and like Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch and even Carmella, I might like them better as champions than Nia.
All right, here's the thing. I'd much rather Nia champion than Carmella. Yeah, Carmella's annoying, whatever. But and that's cool for being a heel. Uh, if you're gonna ask me who I think looks more like they'd be the champion of their fucking division, out of any of those people, Carmella would be the last on the list.
Well,
Fucking Nia
okay,
Jax
sorry.
definitely has the look of a fucking champion. Like, oh, you're gonna tell me this bitch is just shitting on everybody in the division and it's the champion? Yeah, I can fucking believe it. It's kind of like your Universal champion, Brock Lesnar. You tell me that guy's
Yeah.
champion? Yeah, I can see that. Look at him. Of course he is. And the same thing with her, because it's like, well, yeah, she just has to fucking like knock him down and. Her finisher's a leg drop, so it's not as much of an insult to say she just has to sit on them, and then they fucking lose.
Well, her finisher is a Samoan drop from what I've seen. But
It's a leg drop too. It was a leg drop for like ages.
But no, I mean, well, if you want to get into the technicality of that, I guess we'll talk more about Carmella, because them's fighting ways. You know how I feel about her. But no, we'll talk about that when we get to the SmackDown portion. But if you want to talk about the legitimacy of look, then by all means, Alexa Bliss shouldn't be holding that bitch ever again on Raw, according to Nia Jax.
Again, she shouldn't. If you want, again, but you were like
everybody.
You were saying everybody looks better as a champion than Nia Jax, and I'm like, well, not everybody, especially not Carmella. I'd believe Alexa Bliss before I believe Carmella, because Carmella's just the whole obnoxious. Oh, look at me, I'm this skinny bitch. At least Alexa Bliss looks, as far as like within a weight class, she could probably beat somebody else up.
I mean,
because she's got that bitch face going on.
I got you.
But
I mean,
my roommate kind of agrees with you in the sense that because he was talking to me, he's a big Nia Jax fan, and he was like, "Yeah, I love her. She's a beautiful woman and stuff, but that belt's got to come off of her."
That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I mean. I don't mean so much as far as the legitimacy factor of look in this. What I meant was as far as the wrestling like factor, like who I like as far as like wrestling and character wise, and like all that stuff.
Well, apparently she's also just not all that safe of a person. She keeps like injuring people in matches. Like she injured Alexa Bliss, because apparently that was an actual thing with her injuring Alexa Bliss
the shoulder thing that I was talking about. Yeah. But that's what I mean. I mean, character wise, wrestling wise, all that. Because if we talk about legitimacy, then Big Show should have every champion ever again for the rest of the thing. Big Show, Braun, and Brock should be the only guys to have this title.
Again, like I said, I'm just saying, like, well, it was literally just like people that look better with the belt. Like, again, look with the belt. She still looks like she'd be a champion with. You said look with the belt. And he was just saying the belt needs to come off of her, not necessarily because she doesn't look like a champion. It was literally because A, face Nia doesn't really work, and two, the what was I saying? The whole injuring other people thing.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be title defending, you can't just like injure everybody else. Not everybody can be. That's Brock Lesnar's shtick.
Mm-hmm. Brock Lesnar do it to you on purpose.
Yeah.
Shit. All right. But well, I guess by saying look, when I said look, I meant look within the wrestling brand, not look within the realistic side. So yeah, I understand how you misinterpreted that, but that's what I mean. Basically, yeah, no, I like I really honestly at this point from when I'm watching wrestling don't think there's any woman competitor that I just don't really like except maybe both Iconics. But
yeah, I'm also not big on the Riot Squad, but I would prefer the Riot Squad to the Iconics.
Preferably, yeah. But other than that, like I just Nia she don't do it for me wrestling wise as far as like the whole aesthetic of the look and everything with having a title over her shoulder, around her waist, whatever. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Jinder Mahal, Roman Reigns had a big brawl to start the show off. Whoop dee doo.
Oh my god. Fucking Roman Reigns. The boos. The fucking boos. And then the fucking announcers, they didn't even hit you with the all that wacky London crowd. No, they just said Roman Reigns serenaded by this London crowd.
I noticed that.
My Lord, I heard serenaded.
I was like serenaded. I was like, yeah, he might be being serenaded, but not in the way you want it.
They're like the London crowd always brings it, and Roman is feeling it right now. Boo! Can I just say where they go with this? Oh, and it's like he starts talking about stuff, and he's back to the whole "This is my yard now" thing with his whole promo. It's like, oh, great. Well, he's back to "This is my yard now." Well, at least he remembered he has a catchphrase. Samoa Joe took his other one.
Believe that.
And used it better. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, he's saying this stuff, and then he's like, "Oh yeah," this whole angle is like management keeps robbing me of my opportunities, and they going with this whole angle of now Roman's fed up.
That's his angle, yeah.
Fed up with management giving everybody else opportunity after opportunity, except for him. When I can continue to reiterate, he's the only motherfucker that's been able to get a rematch for this fucking Universal Championship.
Well, without making this another Roman bashing podcast, because we have done that enough within the last 3 weeks or so.
People that have won the title have not gotten a fucking rematch for that championship.
Like I said, we have talked about Roman just up, down, sideways, diagonal, across, in circles.
No one believes that, Roman. No one believes that.
This angle, this storyline that they're going with him right now, as far as like I'm being done wrong by backstage politics, is the worst thing that they can be doing for him right now.
And then his ass heads to the back, and the crowd's like, nah, 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 nah.
Yes!
Hey, yes! Goodbye. It's like,
when he left, they sang him off. Yeah, they did. I noticed that shit.
Jesus Christ. It's not working. It's just not working. It's not gonna work. And you're going to Chicago next? Woo!
Are they going? Oh, wait. Are they
going? Money in the Bank is in Chicago.
I know Money in the Bank is.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. Like, the next big moment they want to have for Roman is in Chicago. That's gonna go over fantastic. We're not gonna hear shit. We're just gonna hear the announcers and maybe some sound effects from the ring. We ain't gonna hear shit. They're gonna mute that crowd so fucking hard.
All you're gonna hear besides like them shitting on the match or whatever, all you're gonna hear is CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. You're gonna hear so much CM Punk.
That is them shitting on the match, and they are gonna CM Punk the fuck out of that.
They are gonna CM Punk the fuck out of that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be
so much CM Punk chanting. Shit, I'm gonna be in Chicago by the end of this summer, hopefully too. Like I was telling you, but still, they gonna be shitting on that match and just chanting CM Punk. Oh my gosh. Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title retained against Kevin Owens. Bruh,
Yep.
the match was incredible. We knew it was going to be going in.
Yep, match of
And
the
it
night.
was.
It's the new fucking. Like I said, it's the reiteration of John Cena's Open Challenge. It's just the Seth Rollins one now. And instead of the United States Championship, it's the Intercontinental Championship. But pretty much it's match of the night of the week.
like it's fucking Seth Rollins, dude.
Yeah.
We got
Kevin
Seth
Owens.
Rollins.
Don't sleep on fucking Kevin
Don't
Owens.
sleep on Kevin Owens. No, you're right.
No,
I'm sorry.
that like he's fucking godlike too.
Don't sleep on Kevin Owens. You're right.
It's the combination of the two because they were both fucking great. And the fucking Falcon Arrow on the apron, such ouchies, much wow. That thing, a pain.
No, but yeah. But no, like it's like I said, like Miz is on Match of the Night Watch for SmackDown now. Seth Rollins has been on Match of the Night Watch for fucking Raw. So basically, you know, they're either gonna elevate their opponent that they wrestle, or they're gonna be in the ring. In this case, with Kevin Owens, with somebody who we already know is good, and it's gonna make the match that much better.
Pretty much.
It's just like Money in the Bank qualifying. Bobby Roode is now going to be in the Money in the Bank over Baron Corbin and No Way Jose.
This was a solid match too.
Yeah, no, it was. So this was the thing with Raw this week. Raw this week, something about the matches were very just. I mean, with the exception of Rollins and Owens, that I can think offhand at least. Something about the matches were very just go through the motions, let's get through it just to have a winner. Even though the matches weren't shitty, the show itself just seemed, with the exception of here and there, the show itself just seemed like what you would kind of expect for an overseas show.
I don't know. I kind of liked the match with Corbin.
SmackDown, I thought was good.
I kind of like the Corbin Jose and Rude match. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was that boring at all. Fucking Jose actually did something other than dance. Jose had you like actually thinking at one point, hey, maybe, are they actually gonna do this? I mean, it's not winning the bank itself, but he might actually win it. Nope. Okay, well, it's gonna be Corbin or Rude. Could it be Corbin? No. Oh shit, it is Rude. All right, well.
They've been doing a lot of triple threats.
They have been doing a lot of triple threats
for these Money in the Banks and with people who they've been like pushing to the point where I've been like, I have to choose between one of these two.
Yeah.
Really? Like, are one of these three? Yeah. Like when they did Ember Moon, Ruby Riott, or Sasha Banks, I was like, I would have said all three of these would have gone to the bank.
Yeah.
You know, like Bobby Roode, Baron Corbin, no way else. I would have said at least two of these people would be in there, really. So yeah, I've been a little shocked off of this, that they've been like really kind of making it one of the three that have been boosted lately. So that was like really surprising to me.
So yeah, that's why I'm like, the match wasn't nearly as boring as people are making it out to be, because I legit didn't know who was gonna fucking win. I had a strong hunch, but I could have seen them pull something else and be like, hey.
Something about it, like, I don't know, maybe it was the urgency of it, the intensity, I don't know, but something like that, I don't know, because sitting down watching it with Ibn, we both came to the same conclusion, pretty much at the same time about the whole night. So, like I said, not every match.
Well, the Raw as a whole, I'll give you, was kind of meh, but I think the matches weren't not every match was nearly as bad as you're making it out to be.
We're gonna come to the match that you probably counted out before you even watched it.
Oh, probably, yeah.
If you know what I'm talking about, we'll get there. Bruh, how we liking the B team? I love them.
I'm like, yeah, they're calling themselves something different every week. Let's go B team.
I love them. And then speaking of the crowd being like the shit, they started singing the A-Team theme song during their match. Did you notice this?
That's what they were doing.
Yeah, I didn't know, and then Ibn looked it up, and somebody said that on, like, I guess the Reddit thing he was on or whatever. Yeah, the A-Team.
This was the fucking perfect thing. The perfect crowd for them to debut in front of. Oh yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to say about the Jose, Rude, and Baron Corbin matches. The juxtaposition of the entrances. You have fucking No Way Jose with his fucking conga line, and then just fucking serious mode. Fucking Baron Corbin come out, and then you got fucking
glorious.
Like what the hell? And then you got fucking, like you were saying, the match with fucking B Team versus Breezango. It's almost maximum stupidity, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Fandango and fucking Tyler Breeze, like sticking them together as much as they have, like, let's stick random motherfuckers together. That shit made sense. You got these two just
it works great for both of them.
Flamboyant, pretty boy, just ridiculous shit motherfuckers. Yeah.
Which is why I kind of wish I could have watched more Smackdown, because they used to have a weekly segment with them doing like the Fashion Police mystery files or whatever.
Right.
And apparently it was one of the like highlights of the show because of how over the top stupid it was. And I kind of wish I would have watched Smackdown more when it was going on. But yeah, this was the perfect crowd for them to debut the fucking B Team idea and then have them go over and win, because that crowd was gonna eat the fuck up out of it, because those types of wrestling fans really loved them some fucking Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas.
Well, usually when they go out of the country, especially overseas, the crowds eat up whatever they do, because we take it for granted here in the States a little bit because we can see them more. So over there, they're like, we don't know when you're coming back. Yay!
Okay, I'm trying not to use the term like smart or whatever.
I'm
not going with the ignorant foreigners thing. I'm going with that Raw after WrestleMania crowd.
Ibn kept saying that too.
Well, because the Raw after WrestleMania crowd is highly made up of people from overseas, as well as the WrestleMania crowd. So when you go to London, it's like going to like Chicago, but with more. Oh, it's like a more friendly Chicago.
Right.
Which is why the boos were as high as they were, but they're still not as high as they're going to be in Money in the Bank. And I'm sorry.
Money in the Bank keep them alive, man.
Yeah, it was cool. But yeah.
It's going to eat them. The Money in the Bank is going to eat Roman Reigns alive. But anyway, no. And then when they won the match, they celebrating like they didn't win the fucking like Super Bowl or some shit. I was like,
it was apparently their first win as a tag team.
Oh shit! Really?
That's what Kurt Angle said the whole time when they tried to go up for the titles.
Well, really?
Like, won a title shot. He's like, you two as a team have not won a single match on Raw ever. They're like, well, sure, maybe the Miz Taraj didn't win a match, but the B Team is undefeated.
That's why they were saying. Yeah, no, you're right. Now I remember that. Right? Okay, yeah. Damn. Wow.
So that's why they were so shocked that they won, because they've been a team for a while. And then they finally won a match, and they're like, yeah, B Team. And like I said, it's the perfect crowd for that to go up against. They were going to eat that shit up anyway. And yeah, B Team.
Could it be Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are finally going to get a really solid thing for them on, like, fucking wrestling?
Maybe. Like, I hope so.
Because this is looking good.
One's a second generation superstar. I don't know if he's a third generation or not.
Oh, you talking about
no, Curtis Axel is a third generation. He's a third generation.
Who came before Mr. Perfect?
The Axe part of its name.
Oh yeah, fuck. Because that's why he got Kurt for Curtis and somebody for Axel. Yeah, no, you're right.
Like grandfather or something.
I remember when they made it. I forgot where he said it. No, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
And Bo Dallas is a third generation superstar, so is Bray for that matter.
I was about to say, along with Bray, because brothers, right?
So, hopefully they get something. Damn near every other third generation superstar gets at least some kind of fucking push.
Shit, right. Should second generation superstars get some kind of push?
Well,
fuck.
If their second generation, if their first generation is as fucking godlike as Ric Flair, yes.
Yeah, you knew what I was alluding to.
Yeah.
This was the match that I said when I was saying that the match that you probably counted out before they even wrestled. The Talia Sasha Banks Ember Moon against the Riot Squad.
Oh, I did not give a damn.
See, yeah, that's what I could say.
I paid some attention, but by the way, I'm sick for the folks at home. Hence random cuts and pauses that may or may not happen. So I'm better now, but I was extra sick Monday night. So yeah, I was like half paying attention to stuff. But yeah, anyway, that was something that definitely was like, yeah, I'm not doing as much effort to pay attention to this.
I mean, the match itself wasn't anything to really like, go oh my god over. It definitely wasn't, the first three matches with, Rollins, Owens, and then Money in the Bank, and then B Team Breezango. It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
But I've been saying, especially since they came to Raw, when are we gonna have the other two Riot Squad members get in the ring?
Yeah.
So at least they did that.
They did.
Ultimately, the whole motherfucking team lost, but still.
Yeah, that's right. It was a sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter to Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan tapped out. And I mean, the match itself, like I said, it wasn't anything special, but but like I said, it was about time that they fought. Like, goddamn, why is every other team pretty much on Raw and SmackDown, male or female, fighting, except the Riot Squad? Every other team, every member was fighting. The Riot Squad, it was just Ruby. Ruby, you go in there and do this. Just go ahead, Ruby. But I mean, every other team, even Breezango, just like was doing something.
Well, yeah,
it took them a minute. Even fucking Titus Worldwide was fucking like getting in and out for a while. But fucking the Riot Squad, that's why I'm like, fuck, man. I told you how I feel. I'm not gonna go into the Riot Squad like I do, but Sarah Logan, she looks so fucking out of place on this team. God damn it. I just want to look at her. Anyway, I don't know. Basically, they like I've said before, I'll say again. It's a shake for Ruby Riot. I don't know how much they really are trying to push Morgan and Logan, but yeah, like if they do, it'll be a second. So yeah. Speaking of motherfuckers that don't really mean anything anymore on Raw, the leaders of worlds and the fucking revival. Goddamn.
I'm happy they renamed the finisher to Kiss of Deletion. Sounds much better than Tandem Kiss.
Is that what he said? Okay, I couldn't really hear what he said it's called.
The Kiss of Deletion, which makes more sense. Right. Because Sister Abigail's Kiss, and then they like saying delete a lot, which Bray Wyatt has started to yell delete as well.
Bruh, it's what Bray Wyatt needed, man. It's what Bray Wyatt, he needed some type of like boost in his character, because a lot of people were starting to not give a shit.
Also, what I love most about this Bray Wyatt thing and Matt Hardy, or the Leaders of Worlds, what I love most about them is the fucking commentary. Because the fucking, like I said it before, the dynamic of Corey Graves eating it up like entirely and knowing all the lore and being all into it, and fucking Michael Cole.
He does know that shit.
And Michael Cole tried to be the foil to it and just be like, no, this is some fucking bullshit. And then this week you had fucking Booker T, who, by the way, when they're like B team, well, it's a B team kind of night. Booker's here. It's like, wow, rude. Anyway,
I did not hear him say that.
Yeah, right after they had that little segment backstage. Right after, no, that was Cole that said it. They both
Jesus Christ.
They both like fucking with Booker, but Corey fucks with everybody. That's the difference. Like, I'm pretty sure Booker T was more okay with Cole saying something like that than he was with Corey, because one, he knows Cole longer and all that kind of shit. But you know what I mean. Anyway, fucking the Leaders of Worlds. But no, he's like, I got a fucking baby and a senior guy just talking to me on Twitter. It's Senior Benjamin and Lord Maxwell. Oh no, not Lord Maxwell. Lord Wolfgang. Oh yeah, Baby Wolfie. Bookie D's like, what, Baby Wolfie? What? Just the whole, I have not been here in weeks. What the fuck are you guys talking about? And Corey's like tries to go to. Oh, he went into the lake. Like, no, shut up, Corey. I got this. Bray Wyatt fell into a lake and now he's woken. Apparently,
the whole lore behind like the fucking delete and like Bray Wyatt joining and then the leaders of worlds, all of that shit is a whole bunch of just what in the fuck. It is, and I mean it is some of the best what in the fuck on like wrestling,
yeah.
but it is a whole lot of what the fuck. Like just really, y'all expect me to eat up this bullshit because I am. Keep feeding it to me, but really, like seriously, that's really what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
this is some like. It's not as epic, and spooky, scary, and awe-inspiring, but in the same vein, it's some like Undertaker levels of suspension of disbelief.
speaking of Undertaker, I've actually been watching. It been told me about this dude who like compiled every like clip and then the end result of the matches for when Undertaker was doing his Ministry of Darkness shit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm watching that shit, and that shit is fucking crazy because I didn't see it when it actually happened.
Undertaker. Neither did I, but I've seen enough like random things and stuff for the years. Like the guy, like it's the goddamn it's the goddamn Undertaker. He's like the best character ever for WWE. And like, yeah, you got your Rocks and Stone Colds with the charisma and the bloobity doobity boo, your Hogans and your Cenas, whatever. They're your best, the guys of the company. But the best character in a fucking fictional thing of fiction for that is the WWE. I gotta give it to the goddamn Undertaker because they put so much shit into that character like over the years. And I'm sorry, like I will always mark out for the fucking bell ring. I will.
Oh yeah, the gong. Yeah, the gong.
The fucking bell rings. It's like, oh, shit's about to get good. Someone's about to get fucked. Now it's the goddamn Undertaker.
And to bring it back though, I mean people, especially when he first started, people were making comparisons to Bray being a modern Undertaker ever since he even like first debuted on Raw.
He even took Undertaker's powers at one point.
What, with the lightning?
Yes.
I missed this. Powers. I must not be watching it this time.
He took Taker's powers, then he took Kane's powers, and then 2 weeks later, they just beat him. And then they got rid of that storyline.
And that's why everybody was starting to not like the guy. But yeah, a lot of people have been making. I mean, speaking of Ministry of Darkness Taker, Wyatt family Bray Wyatt is very similar to that. So, I mean,
it would have worked. That's where he got his whole New Face of Fear tagline and all that stuff. But they decided, fuck it. Yeah, we got this thing going on. Let's just have Taker shit on him. All right, that was cool. We could have had this whole thing where he took Taker and Kane's powers and actually became a legit threat. But nah, this is funnier.
Speaking of the Roman Reigns brawl, I'm not sure if it happened after this, but it happened at some point in the night. Roman Reigns, Jinder Mahal's injured, and the whole time, the whole night, it was saying that Kurt Angle was being a fucking asshole because he kept fucking just like making Jinder fight even though he was fucked up, which is true. That shit was funny as hell. He was like, "Nah, Jinder, you gotta fight. Nope, you're gonna lose your match." You're like, "What the fuck?" But anyway, so Jinder Mahal's injured, and I just want to bring up this one spot where Jinder Mahal's like, "All right, Sunil, let's go ahead and head to the ring, even though I'm taped up and got to fight." And this random drywall wall that is over a hallway that Roman Reigns speared Jinder Mahal through. This wall, who? Okay, look. Hold on, Pete. I gotta get this out. Why? Who? Okay. Let me find the words for this shit. Okay, there was a random wall that he's supposed to spear this man through. All the rest of the walls are concrete. Yeah, all these are concrete. Nope. But this one, in this gaping hole entranceway, he speared this man through, and it's clearly drywall, and it's clearly a hallway leading you out to the fucking like rest of the arena. All right, WWE, whatever you want to do. Okay. I mean, maybe.
To be fair, I wasn't paying that much attention to detail.
I would
I
say
mean,
maybe
it's funny. I can see it now, but yeah.
maybe I sound a little hypocritical after I just said that they feed me bullshit and I like it with the leaders of worlds, but I don't know. This is a different type of bullshit.
And then
So
they're just like, oh man, Roman is pissed. He's
I guess
fed up with management.
yeah, dude.
Okay.
It's it's somewhat like Big Cass, even though Big Cass ain't been getting booed to shit for the last 5 years. But it's somewhat like Big Cass, where no matter how good of an actor Roman Reigns is right now, the storyline is not doing him justice.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It like you could be the best performer in the ring. This storyline is not helping you. Like,
Nope.
speaking of storylines not helping you or maybe helping you, Sami Zayn is now feuding with Bobby Lashley apparently. And I
Next.
mean, go ahead.
No, I'm like the segment. I'm just like,
That's
next.
what I. That's what I was gonna say. It's like I'm happy they're giving Bobby Lashley something now, like something besides let's sit down and just talk about my fucking family life for 10, 15 minutes for no fucking reason to interview.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they're finally giving Bobby Lashley something. But first of all, Sami Zayn, I wouldn't have necessarily paired them together for a feud. Not that I like both, but that just seems weird.
Yeah.
And then, just like with Big Cass and Daniel Bryan, the reasoning behind it seems a little like he held me upside down and gave me vertigo. Therefore, I couldn't compete in the Greatest Royal Rumble, missed out on some matches. So I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to
Actually,
interview. I'm going to interview one of his sisters, if not all three, next week. What are you going to say?
actually, his reasons for hating Bobby Lashley are better than Cass's reasons for hating Daniel
Well,
Bryan.
no. Pretty much everything that I compare to Big Cass is like taking the cake as far as the reason behind the feud.
Okay. I'm about to say, no, technically his reason for being mad is better than Big Cass's reason for being mad.
I'm using that for.
Because you can at least go, okay, he contracted vertigo, sure, whatever. But at the same time, if said quote unquote contraction of vertigo cost him a chance at the greatest Royal Rumble, yeah, that's a reason to be mad at somebody.
Realistically, yeah. I mean, yeah. If going back to the realism of it, in real life, if you're tall and you're mad somebody is short because they remind you of who you were before you got a growth spurt, in real life that's stupid. So
Yeah.
yes, I agree. Now, within the realm of the show,
Hell,
this
technically,
is just odd.
again, if what Roman was saying wasn't total bullshit, his storyline would actually make sense.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too.
But
What
everyone
we know
knows
about
it's
Roman,
total
that's
bullshit.
bullshit.
Because
No,
he's main evented damn near every pay per view for like the past year, and he's main evented the past 4 WrestleManias. But
despite the fact that
management
moves are
doesn't
getting
want
bigger
him.
and bigger.
But no, management doesn't want him to succeed. Management's holding him back. Okay.
Just like I said, he's main evented despite the fact that the boos keep getting louder and louder.
Yeah.
So, because when he started getting booed compared to now, the boos have gotten louder. Shit.
People
But
are
yeah,
getting
man,
tired of it.
What'd you say?
People are tired of it.
Yeah. The Sami Zayn Bobby Lashley thing, like I said, of all the people I would have paired him with, I wouldn't necessarily pick Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is great, and then maybe it'll be nice to have the dynamic of a skinny heel with a buff ass face.
Yeah.
So that could be interesting dynamic.
Sammy makes a
So
good heel. We'll see how the fight actually goes, because I'm pretty sure, and Sammy's a great wrestler too. So
Yes.
we'll see how the match actually goes when it happens. It's just the lead
The
up
reasoning
right now
behind it.
is kind of not
What?
even the reasoning behind it, just the lead up to it.
Okay.
I'm going to expose him as a fraud, by having his family come out. But I can't just do that this week. I'm gonna talk instead. This week I'm gonna have a pointless, like 15-minute segment that leads up to me saying what I'm doing next week. That's why I'm like the segment. Don't necessarily hate the feud yet, but
Yeah, but I mean now this is the one thing I'm a little fearful of. Next week on Raw, Usually, when they have the whole quote unquote family members, if it is actually one of his sisters, then wow. But if they have the quote unquote family members actually come out and like do this shit, whether it be dad, or sister, or wife, or girlfriend, or whoever, or did you say or mama,
or mama, or mamas
with Brodus Clay? But no, whenever they do that stuff, it's just like it's usually fucking bad. Usually,
yeah, but
not
I'd rather
always,
them at least
not
get
always,
that out the fucking way.
like I said, not always, but usually it is some. So that's another thing that is making me pretty like
This is your life is never a good segment.
I'm bracing myself because I'm like, how much is this gonna suck?
This is your life is never a good segment.
Rock, this is your life with Mick Foley, with Mankind was the shit. Bailey, this is your life was fucking abysmal, but Rock, this is your life was the shit. Did you not like Rock, this is your life? Did you not like Rock, this is your life? Wow, I am surprised.
At least I don't think so. I don't remember it. I definitely remember Bailey, This Is Your Life.
Well, for the wrong
I remember Mick Foley going, Rock, This Is Your Life. I remember years later Mick Foley saying to someone else, so and so, This Is Your Life, and that not being good. And I remember Bailey, This Is Your Life, it not being good. I'm going to go ahead and assume next week Bobby Lashley, This Is Your Life, is not going to be good.
Well, first of all, they're not calling it "This Is Your Life," thankfully.
Literally, but it's the same concept.
Kind of. Yeah, no, you're right.
Let's find out your backstory.
Yeah. But no, Rock, "This Is Your Life" was the shit, man. Like, I'm surprised you didn't like that. That's one of the more popular segments from the quote unquote Attitude Era.
I thought it was I thought it was more infamous than it was famous, but okay. I'll have to go back and watch it.
Well, maybe it's not so much like everybody would know it if you talked about it, but everybody who remembers it fondly for being good. From what I've gathered,
I said, I'll have to go back and watch it.
I'll put it this way: it was a billion times better than Bailey, This Is Your Life. I'll put it that way.
Yes.
Alexa Bliss did all she could to help that shit, but even she couldn't help that out. Speaking of Alexa Bliss, before we get into this next match, she's gotten back to in-ring. I'm surprised Alexa Bliss has not started promoing for real yet. She has not gotten on the mic and promoed in typical heel Alexa Bliss like bitch fashion yet. So a little surprised about that. Except for the moment of blisses, that we got, but then those kind of stopped. So I'm shocked. I like her. I think Alexa Bliss is one of the best talkers in the business right now.
Fair enough.
Like male, female, whatever.
Yeah.
I think she's great. And then the way she handles the what chance, everybody talks about the what chance. She handles the what chance like a fucking pro. So, Alexa, speaking of her, she will be in the Money in the Bank, the Women's Money in the Bank. She defeated Mickie James and Bayley with no Sasha Banks mention.
No, there was a mention before the match. Sasha Banks said, "Good luck."
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
And the whole match, Corey Graves mentioned Sasha Banks constantly.
Corey Graves, he just be shitting on Sasha. Like she's gonna stab you in the back.
But he's not wrong. But he's not wrong.
I'm saying it's funny the way he does it, where he's like, oh, you need a knife? Well, let me go ahead and see if Sasha will take the one out of your back first. Like,
yeah. He's not wrong. That's the worst part.
What she did at the fucking Elimination Chamber was fucking crazy. Where she's like, I'll help you, Bayley. Bitch, get out of here.
Like the fucking Botchamania, one of the endings. Brother, help me. Long live the king.
I saw that shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, where are we going with Bayley and Banks, by the way?
Hopefully to the end soon.
Because, speaking of, again, Ministry of Darkness, just because it's on my mind, Ministry of Darkness went on for a year.
Yeah.
Bayley and Banks been going on for about a year, hasn't it?
Well, the thing with Ministry of Darkness, it also took place in an era where storylines ended at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well, and also the Ministry of Darkness shit. It had, like I said, I've been watching it. It had progressions in the storyline to take you to the next level to go to a different part of the overall arc.
Yeah.
This is just, hey, don't betray me. Okay, you betrayed me. Oops. Don't betray me. All right, I won't. Hey, thanks for helping me. Cool. You betrayed me again. Well, I helped you last week. It's just like, where's the progression with this shit, man? I
Yeah.
don't know.
And they keep going back on it, like, they're
We're
back
friends.
to being
No, we're
friends
not. We're
again.
friends. No, we're not. We're friends. No, we're not. We're friends. No, we're not. That's what I'm saying. So even if they gave us cliffhangers with slight progressions to take us to the next level, they could keep this going for a long time. Nobody would say nothing. But
The thing is,
go
and this is
ahead.
something my roommate pointed out to me. The problem with all the other stories. Sorry.
Oh shit, you alright?
The problem with all the other stories
Mhm.
is that WWE right now is so laser focused on the one story because that's all they really care about.
The one story being Reigns and Lesnar.
Is Roman Reigns' ascent to the top, which is
Yeah,
why I want them to fucking end this. Just fucking
yeah.
give him the belt, have everybody hate him, and then fine, you think he had his coronation, and maybe you can move on to actually making a complete product again. Because every
Well,
other story is just kind of in a bubble, whatever. At
yeah. I
least
mean,
on Raw.
we
At
talked
least
about
on Raw.
backlash. We talked about backlash and everything about how like if you watched every match in a bubble, it would be better than if it continued the story. So,
Yeah. At least
um,
on Raw.
but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, without going back too far on it, now they're not. I don't think they're gonna give Reigns the fucking title anytime soon necessarily because now he's got this whole story about I'm being done wrong by management. So
Oh, fucking boy.
so if you get it like if you keep the title off of him, then that gives him more of a reason to complain about being done wrong. So, but Alexa Bliss, like I said, she's and this is what threw me though. Alexa Bliss won with her like DDT or whatever that she like never wins matches with.
Yeah.
She always wins with Twisted Bliss. But she, speaking of like everybody talking about how they're making Bailey weak and they fucked her push up, she fucking like wins with the move that she never wins with. So,
Yeah.
Ziggler, McIntyre defeated Balor and Strowman.
Pretty much the only way that was gonna happen.
I don't remember too much of this match, to be honest with you.
It was alright, but pretty much going into it, it's like, well, Finn's gonna eat the pin. Like, pretty
Hmm.
much. He's the only one that can. Because you don't want Ziggler and what's their names to look weak yet. You don't
Not
want
yet.
Strowman to look weak.
Yeah.
Sorry, Finn. Don't know why
Damn.
we put you in this match because we technically don't want to shit on you either, but we also kind of want ratings, so we gotta put you in there. Well, I guess you're eating the pin.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
That was the
Finn
problem
Balor.
with that match. You just go in as like, well, poor Finn.
Speaking of people who pushes have supposedly been like stunted. Although Finn's apparently is because he got injured like fuck. So
And he got injured, and they say that they can't trust him to not get injured, despite the fact that it was Seth who injured him.
oh, you've heard that from somewhere?
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty much
that's.
why.
Oh, okay. I thought you would
Because
like
they were gonna
supposedly
push
heard
him
that.
to the fucking moon. He showed
Yeah.
up and beat Roman Reigns on his debut.
Holy
Clean.
fuck. Holy
He
fuck.
beat Roman Reigns clean on his debut, and then later went on to beat Seth Rollins clean for the first Universal Championship. Unfortunately, Seth injured him, and then he was gone for a year because he had his fucking labrum torn. And then they're like, "Yeah, we can't trust you to not get injured." So
Yeah. Speaking of injuries being like real and
also, I
whatnot.
think someone
Oh,
else concussed him like in his first match back
wow.
because they like hit him in the head. I think it probably was Jinder actually, like literally just punched him in the head.
I hate to say I'm not too surprised.
And yeah, they're like, yeah, we can't trust you to not get injured, so we can't trust that guy as the guy of the company. Let's not mention the fact that we like pushing the shit out of Seth Rollins, who, while he had his push going, ended it doing that turnbuckle power bomb, but stepping wrong and breaking his ACL for a year.
Oh my god!
In a house show.
Ow!
Yeah.
That's what Paige got injured in a fucking house show too. Shit.
Yeah.
Was like, oh, but no, I was gonna say, speaking of injuries and whatnot, and like real and whatever. One thing that made me kind of think that Alexa Bliss's shoulder injury was real, even though, like I said, I wasn't sure if it was real or kayfabe, but made me think it was real, is that WWE didn't mention it at all on the show the whole time, as well as she came out with the kinesio tape on her shoulder, and she like never wears it, so.
Yeah.
The only one who like really wears it to the point where it's like a fucking fashion choice now is Cesaro. So, all right, last match. A very very upset Kevin Owens, after complaining and going over Kurt Angle's head to Stephanie, was able to get himself inserted in the match
because they're trying to make it be like, oh, Kevin Owens gets all the opportunities. How many opportunities is Kevin Owens gonna get given by management?
Yeah, maybe they could be going that way.
No, that's literally what Michael Cole kept saying.
Oh, okay. Sometimes, this is the thing. Sometimes I listen to the announcers. Sometimes I guess I kind of tune them out because, like I said, sometimes they just sometimes they call the match great, and lately they just like they talk about like what y'all talking about. So sometimes I guess I guess I inadvertently tune them out without realizing.
Yeah, I also gotta remember, like, yeah, they're not King and JR, blah blah blah. But
I know that.
At the end of the day, the announcers are part of what drives the story.
Yes.
They're the ones telling you the narrative.
Yes.
So that's why it's like, yeah, that's why I'm able to be like, yeah, they're going with this angle. You're like, are they? And like, well, yeah, they're going with that. That's what they just literally said. Like, even when Kevin won, he's like, oh, I guess when you're given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, eventually one of them's going to stick.
Okay, I got you. That's why I said I guess I inadvertently tune it out without realizing, because sometimes they do talk about some shit, and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? When it like doesn't even have bearing on shit. They just like randomly started like shitting on each other for something that's not even wrestling related.
And personally, I kind of like that about the new commentators, because it makes me want to listen to them, in all honesty. Because, oh my god, he did a suplex, and then another suplex. Oh, here's the sleeper hold. This is only the 15th one of those tonight.
I'm not saying that.
I would rather them say other stuff, because it makes me want to listen to the commentary, because I'm like, haha, that's funny, you know. Give me something to laugh about as well as the match. Yeah, there are some times when they should be talking about the matches.
That's what I mean.
And lately they have gotten better about that. But when you're watching a stupid fest like the Leaders of Worlds or the B Team, talk about whatever the fuck you want to. It's a stupid fest. Enjoy. Just become part of the stupid. Just draw in on it. Point it out like you do with the Leaders of Worlds. Have both sides of the arguments. Because pretty much what they do with that, yeah, they're hardly talking about the match because they're talking about a bunch of other shit. But at the same time, they're presenting both sides of the arguments of like the new fans and the old fans that are just like, what is this stupid shit with Michael Cole? And then you got the new fans perspective with fucking Corey Graves, like, what's there not to get? This shit's awesome.
Well, yeah, no, you have to have, you know, people play both sides as far as that goes and everything. That's why I said I guess I'm tuning it out inadvertently. I didn't say on purpose. Like, maybe I'm doing it without realizing it because of that. I'm not saying that I'm making a conscious effort. If I was making a conscious effort, I definitely would be like, well, you're right, but maybe I'm inadvertently doing it without like realizing, so I'm missing some of this shit. But anyway, Kevin Owens ends up winning. So after all of this not being in the Money in the Bank, Kevin Owens is now in the Money in the fucking Bank. Money in the Bank, I mean, people have said, you know, that despite all of the bullshit, you know, as far as, you know, storylines this way, storylines that way, bad booking this, bad booking that, people have said that this is one of the best rosters WWE has had in a while as far as in-ring talent.
It is.
Money, I agree. And Money in the Bank is looking pretty fucking good on both sides, man. We'll talk about all of that in a second. But Money in the Bank looking good on both sides. But let's go ahead. Before we get into all that Money in the Bank talk, let's go ahead and get into SmackDown May 15th, 2018. Now, rumors are rumors, hooray rumors. But I don't know if you heard, maybe you have, that apparently Big Cass was in hot water and like getting, as they say, backstage heat because when he fought the little person Daniel Bryan last week, he was only supposed to like give him the big boot, but he gave him big boot and then like beat him up more afterwards.
Yeah.
Even though backstage management and Vince told him don't, he went against them and did it.
Yeah.
Now, this is all speculation, don't know how true it is, and then what makes me think that if it is true or not, it doesn't matter. Big Cass interrupted Daniel Bryan. Doesn't look like his push has been stifled at all.
Well,
so
he beat up the little person like 3 weeks ago before their
was
match.
it 3 weeks ago?
He beat him up before their match at Backlash, and then he lost the match at Backlash.
He lost the match at Backlash, but
when he was supposed to win the match at Backlash.
Oh, that's what people have said? Okay, I missed that part.
That's how the rumor goes. The rumor is he was supposed to win that match, but because of what he did, they made him lose the match. Because they wanted Daniel Bryan to lose and then contemplate re-retiring, which is why they apparently had Rusev beat him the following night. So that they could have that awkward ending where Daniel Bryan starts contemplating retirement.
That was an awkward-ass ending.
But that's what they wanted from the Big Cass match. Instead, they were
and they would have had it at a pay-per-view, which would have been bigger than a random SmackDown. I got you. Okay.
But they had to hurry up and band-aid that with Rusev. They're like, fuck it, just throw Rusev out there, have Rusev win, and then have Daniel Bryan be like, wow, why couldn't I beat Rusev? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. What I'm saying is, I didn't know the whole he's supposed to win thing, but supposedly,
again, you're the one that brought up the rumor. I wasn't going to bring it up.
No, I didn't know that was part of the rumor, is what I'm saying. But I mean, either way, what I'm saying, because that's what I'm saying, these rumors, you can never trust this shit anyway. But what I'm saying is, like, whatever was supposed to happen or not, it don't look like it stopped his push because he came out and he continued this whole, like you say, I'm a giant. He continued that whole thing.
It slowed it down. It didn't necessarily stop it, no, because they still want to push him.
Dude, man, every time I see this dude do this feud, Cass is doing everything right with this. It's just a stupid fucking reason to have a feud.
Something I wanted to point out about that match, another reason I didn't like the match itself.
The Backlash.
Literally, his whole offense was toss Daniel Bryan and hold his fist in the air. Do one move, hold fist in the air like an idiot. I hate the whole fist in the air thing.
Like I said, rest hold 2018. That's not a rest hold, but that's like definitely pausing. So everything about that fucking pay-per-view was just bad, dude. Except like the kickoff wasn't shitty, and then Seth Rollins and The Miz was good. The Elias segment. Orton and Hardy was okay. After that, it was just blech. So yeah, if y'all want to hear about that, there is a Backlash review that we have up. Backlash 2018 review that we have up on the Call It in the Ring page. Shouldn't be too far back if you want to look for it. But yeah, like every time I think about this feud, man, Cass is not doing a bad job. This is just a shitty feud.
It's a little both, but okay.
You think he's doing bad? I don't think he's doing bad. I just think that he was. I think that he was given shit.
I didn't deny that, but I don't like. I don't like him.
And I'm not saying that he's like amazing, like on Undertaker, Rock, Stone Cold level, but he's not doing bad, is what I mean. So.
Okay.
Well, anyway. Then Daniel Bryan fucked up his knee and gave him a yes lock. They are like really doing a lot of my knee is fucked up shit lately.
Well, he also had an ACL injury that took him off the shelf, so it's an
I've,
easy
I've
target.
I've just been noticing that though. That's all I'm saying. Like with the way Carmella beat Charlotte, and then the whole Rollins thing with the Miz, and then this, and
Well,
then like there's
well,
just it's just a lot of
Rollins,
attacking knee.
Rollins and
Every,
Cass
every
have
everything
ACL
makes sense.
history.
Everything makes sense.
Carmella Charlotte doesn't have Charlotte doesn't have ACL history, which makes it even less sense that she lost after going ouchies my knee once, while Seth lasted for a fucking hour on a broken knee that had actually been injured, but whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, Big Cass also just recently got off the shelf where he was put
Yeah,
on there
from a
because
big
he fucking
injury.
ACL'd himself.
Because when they started this whole Brian Cass feud, like when he first that was his first time showing up after being injured, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, when he came back to SmackDown.
But that was just something I'm noticing. What I guess whether it makes sense or not, maybe I'll say that whether it makes sense or not. That's just something I'm noticing is there's a lot of like attack the knee shit that's like happening whether in or out of matches. So that's just like just interesting. Just something I noticed. Point out. Um, the New Day versus the Bar. Whoever wins gets to pick their one of their members to be in the Money in the Bank match. New Day. This one was Kofi and Big E. Now,
It was Woods and Big E, but yes.
oh, was it Woods and Big E? Was it Woods and Big E?
It was definitely Woods and
Oh,
Big E.
okay. It was Woods and Big E. Excuse me. This one was Woods and Big E. New Day ends up going over. They didn't fucking tell us who they picked, which I was like, really? We gotta wait another week to find out?
Yep.
Okay, whatever. I wish they would have just hurried up and told us who the fuck they picked, but whatever.
SmackDown was only 2 hours long.
They could have told us after the match, though.
For what's the rush? We got an extra week.
Yeah, right. I'm so used to the last month of everything being hurry up and make matches for this thing. Now we actually have time to like let stuff like gel and marinate. So yeah,
Yeah.
It's like I'm not used to this. What is this? Planning? No. What are you doing? Right. All right. We finally get to see Almas. He beat up some random jobber motherfucker.
Yeah, beat up a local jobber. I'm like, well,
Whooped his ass. And then, of course, Zelina Vega got in the ring and cut a great promo because she's Zelina Vega and that's what she does. So, yeah. I mean,
you said
bruh,
there were no other mouthpieces out there.
Well, there ain't that many.
But I've been saying always, like, no, she's a mouthpiece, but is she really his mouthpiece, though? That was your response. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Now, I mean, still ain't hardly that many, but you were right, though. But no, I looked up, we watched Almas versus Gargano from TakeOver.
Not Gargano.
It was no, we watched Almas versus Gargano from I think like a year ago.
Not this most recent one, but okay,
yeah. Yeah. It was fucking amazing. Dude is the shit. He's the shit.
Also a third generation superstar because
really,
just not third generation WWE.
Holy shit!
They said that as he came out as well. Again, listen to the commentators.
I'm telling you, man. Telling you.
They're like, yeah, third generation superstar from Mexico, Andrade Cien Almas.
But yeah, no, like I said, she cut a great promo. Basically, again on some Ziggler McIntyre when they first started teaming up shit. The whole locker room better watch out. We're gonna whoop everybody's ass.
Yeah,
I'm ready. Let's get it. All right, now we can talk about more about my girl that you apparently aren't as high on as I am, Carmella with the Melibration. Now, see, okay, this is my thing. Character wise, I think Carmella is the shit. In ring, a lot to be desired. That's where I am on Carmella. But character wise, I love Carmella. I think she's the shit.
Not to say you can't tell me like, oh my god, what a worker Carmella is.
I wasn't gonna. No, I'd be talking out my ass if I said that.
Yeah. See, like character wise, I'm okay with the Carmella character, but at the same time, and I like I kind of like the obnoxiousness of the Melibration.
It was obnoxious as fuck. I loved like the dude with the hear ye bell, and then the fucking guards and shit.
Yeah. Her like I like the line. What was it? May God ignore the Queen. And God
yes,
that
and save Carmella.
That should have gotten way more boos than it did. I was kind of sad.
I was surprised it didn't.
Because that is just straight up rude.
Ignore the Queen and save Carmella, right? No, I love me some Carmella. Like I said, in ring she leaves much to be desired. I won't say much, but she does leave some. She leaves a good amount to be desired, at least. But her as a character, she is really fucking good, man. Because she's. I guess with the Iconics, they're going for even more obnoxious and annoying. But she's kind of.
She's better than the Iconics, yes.
I was gonna say
I will listen to Carmella talk before the Iconics any day.
Well, I was gonna say she's the annoyingness of the Iconics done right.
Yeah.
Because what do they say? The difference between go away heat and then just actual like heel heat, and the Iconics right now it's like just get off my fucking TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like Carmella she was great in this segment. She went out there, she looked fucking goddamn beautiful, and she looked good anyway. But she went out, she did the shit, like. And it was a good segment. She was obnoxious. She was shitting on the crowd. She was like, guys, y'all need to like stand up for me and all this, whatever the fuck. Then of course Paige came out. So of course, because she had to, because it's fucking London. Apparently everybody gets to see their hometown heroes except Long Island.
So fucked up.
Oh shit, they did not
do my boy Zach like that.
They did not did the shot at some writer, man. But no, Paige came out and was like, okay, and Paige did what I like for them to do when they like announce a superstar as a surprise. She said, "You're gonna fight this person instead of you're gonna fight Asuka." She like shit, and then it was a surprise when they played the music.
Yeah, but to be fair, it wasn't that much of a surprise. When she said this person, I'm like Asuka. And sure enough.
But you know what I mean? Instead of just announcing them, like, oh yeah. Because I hate when they say like, and your new opponent is Asuka. Like no, like let it be like, oh shit.
Let the music tell us that that's who that is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, like, and speaking of, I love Carmella, I love Asuka. These matches, Asuka's gonna carry the fuck out of them. Like I said, I'm talking out my ass.
She's gonna get carried, and then she's gonna win.
Most likely.
I'm gonna be so mad if she wins clean.
Most likely. Carmella, if Carmella wins dirty, I won't be as upset.
Exactly.
I will.
Her character is like that's the other thing. Her character takes credit for shit that she doesn't actually do, but is the champion. So she doesn't win clean.
Exactly, right. And I agree with you on that 100%. And like I said, like, if I had to pick, who I think, is going to look the best out of their matches and everything with this shit, Asuka, of course. Like I said, I still do very much like Carmella, though. But I don't know. I'm actually a little torn with where they're going with this feud, just because I like both of them. So. Meanwhile, Paige is continuing to be an asshole to the rest of her her fellow former Absolution teammates.
She is really trying to break that group up.
She is like, not only is Absolution no longer called Absolution, now she's like, I'm not y'all's friend, and y'all shouldn't be friends anymore anyway.
Yeah.
Like, damn, Paige, what the fuck happened? Like, what did they do to you? So yeah, she was like, Money in the Bank. She was like, oh, like with Mandy Rose with the whole, oh, right. So yeah, I'm going in Money in the Bank, right? You know, after I won last week, and it's like, no, that wasn't a qualifying match. You're gonna be in a qualifying match tonight against Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville. Like, damn. So yeah. Speaking of the juxtaposition of interests, I did like how everybody had maybe not like so different. All they did were kind of different, but I liked how everybody had like defined interests for this. Like they were like defined interests with Becky Lynch, even though she doesn't have her steampunk smoking no more. But Becky Lynch coming out with her shit, and then of course Mandy Rose with her sexy shit.
Yeah.
Sonya Deville's interest was normal until she got in the ring, and then all of a sudden she had the strobe light with the punches and shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, the strobe light with the punches and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Like I said, until she got in the ring, it was just a regular ass fucking entrance. But yeah,
Yeah.
Becky Lynch's losing streak is over.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch is because I was thinking that if Becky Lynch kept her losing streak up, I was like, are they gonna really keep this going with Mandy Rose and like push her and put her in the Money in the Bank? Really?
Yeah.
So I kind of thought that maybe would have been a thing, but yeah, Becky Lynch's losing streak is over. So yeah. And we find out that Samoa Joe and Big Cass are going to have a Money in the Bank qualifier for next week. And we find out that Billie Kay, the other Iconic, is going up against Lana. Rusev Day is not broken up yet.
And I don't, like, and the thing is, it's like, yeah, they're not broken up yet, and we'll keep that yet on the screen, or not on the screen, but you get my point. We'll keep that yet on the table. But I feel like they were about to break them up, but then after having to have Rusev beat Daniel Bryan to fix this whole thing with the Cass situation, rumors, I feel like what they did was like, well, shit, now we can't say that Aiden English is holding him back. He qualified for Money in the Bank. So why not just do the smart thing and just have them be as obnoxious as ever and throw Lana in there too and have all three of them with the Rusev Day thing? Because now she's got the whole bandwagon. Now she's part of the bandwagon. Like, yes, Rusev Day.
Yeah, I was just about to say that because it was like not only are they not broken up, but now Lana was the one who like pretty much got him to sing the fucking Rusev Day shit.
Yeah.
So she don't seem like she's like not liking him.
Yeah.
And I saw that segment and I love wrestling, bro. I saw that fucking segment and I just looked at it. What you said? What day will it be, Aiden? And she's singing and they're all like yes off of it. And I just saw that and when we holding the note and they're just like yes or whatever, I was like, man, wrestling is some silly shit.
Yes.
And I loved it. I love it. But I was like, this is
yeah.
I love this goofy shit, but goddamn, this shit is goofy as fuck.
I love that's one thing I like about wrestling. It's why I like the leaders of worlds. It's why I like the BT.
So fucking
it's
goofy.
Also why I like Breezango and a lot of this other shit. Because at the end of the day, that's just what pro wrestling is. Like, yes, there's the whole in-ring technical blah blah blah, but there's a charm to it that you can always throw at the people that feel like they have to say this shit ain't real.
True.
And it's the shit where it's like, oh, you mean to tell me there isn't actually a national holiday called Rusev Day that's celebrated every year? You mean to tell me that this undead zombie with lightning powers isn't a real thing? How about the leprechaun that also happens to not be a leprechaun? How about him, huh? How about all of this stuff? You mean to tell me that shit's not real? Of course it's not real, you fucking idiot. It's called a TV show. Neither is Game of Thrones. Surprise.
I was about to say, it's just as much a show as Big Bang Theory and like Friends and...
Fuck a Big Bang Theory. But yes.
What? Okay, we're not gonna do that. This is not a Big Bang Theory, like fucking, not a Big Bang Theory podcast. How dare you? Them fighting words. Anyway, move on from that before we go down that path.
I'm actually a geek. I hate that show.
How dare you? How dare you? Anyway, But no, I was looking at the picture like when they did that shot of the three of them, and I was just like, this is so fucking silly. But I love it. Well, yeah, bruh, I'd be surprised if one iconic goes and the other doesn't. So yeah, Lana's probably gonna most likely be in this match. I'm gonna honestly, I'll be surprised if either one of them is in the fucking match, but one of them apparently will be. So
what I really want is for Rusev and Lana to book to act. I want Lana's
to
thing
actually
to actually
be Mr. and
be
Mrs.
true. Like if I was writing and that opportunity was put up in front of me, I would totally do that because there's been no Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank, and with Maurice being a mom now, that can't
I was
be.
gonna say it should be Maurice, but yeah, she's not.
That can't be. But you could have this happening and it be like so godlike, and the Rusev Day thing would just be so extra obnoxious. See, they're gonna miss out on this opportunity because they're just gonna give it to fucking Alexa Bliss, and she's gonna cast in on like Ronda Rousey to keep her fucking pay-per-view streak of going over and or being involved in women's championship matches on pay-per-views going. That's what's gonna happen. I fucking know it.
Lana, okay, see, this is the thing. Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank, whoever is the first, it would be cool. But out of all the women who are in that match, Lana does not need to get this title.
Who says she has to win the title?
She doesn't need to win the. She just
Money
need to
in
win
the
the
Bank
case.
is no longer a guarantee. Thanks, Cena.
She just need to win it. She just need to win it. Let's finish talking about SmackDown and then we'll talk about the Money in the Bank before we get too far on that. Unless you have more you had to say right now.
No.
Okay, because we had one more match. Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, last match. The winner gets to pick the stipulation that they have for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Shinsuke Nakamura ended up winning, so he gets to pick the stipulation next week. He won in one of the best ways that he could have won, honestly. And I mean, first thing I said after he did it, I was like, "Oh shit, he pulled an Eddie Guerrero," and apparently I was not the only one that said that. I loved it when like AJ goes for the forearm, misses Shinsuke, almost hits the ref. Ref doesn't see, turns around. Shinsuke acts like he got hit in the nuts out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then AJ's arguing with the ref, and then he just like basically Kinshasas him, and it ends up winning. I was like, bruh. First thing I said was he pulled Eddie Guerrero. That was I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero. By the way. But yeah, and apparently I wasn't the only one that thought that. Yes.
Match was godlike, not even just because of the Eddie Guerrero thing. It was like a match with actual closure and an actual match all the way through, which I was perfectly fine with.
Everybody's saying that this is the best match they've had out of their like since WrestleMania matches, and I agree.
Yes, because it actually ended.
I agree. We don't know what the stipulation is because just like who is going out of the New Day, both of those will be told to us next week. So yeah.
I think the sad part about this, and who knows, depending on what happens at Money on the Bank, I'm gonna be optimistic and go ahead and say it now that AJ and Shinsuke, I think when it comes to their set of matches, we've all just been impatient assholes. Wrestling is about telling a story, and clearly they had the longer narrative in mind.
True. Well, I told you I'm like one of the only people, apparently, that as much as I didn't want them... The no contest, the Greatest Royal Rumble, that pissed me off. As much as I didn't want it to be a no contest at Backlash, I'm one of the few people, apparently, that like... As much as I didn't like it, I get it. Because if both dudes got kicked in the nuts, you're not going to stand up. That was realistic, at least for me. So...
Again, and I was like... If it wasn't for the fact that they made that match no DQ specifically to prevent a double count out, that would be fine.
Right.
But it's more. We're so, as much as we get mad at them for wrapping matches in a bubble, we sometimes ignore the fact that
they are telling a full story.
That not everybody is actually doing that. They might actually be telling the big story. Because Shinsuke acting like he got hit in the balls to have this other match, and the matches have had increasing quality. And for two people that didn't really have a reason to hate each other to begin with.
And now they no, you're right.
It's actually telling the story, and I think we've just all been impatient assholes.
I guess the difference with
if their match at Money in the Bank is a match with conclusion that is like 4.5 or 5-star whatever style match of the night quality, like damn near match of the year quality and shit, it's gonna prove us all like stupid for like doubting them. Like, how come AJ and Shinsuke should be so good at telling a story? Their match at WrestleMania was terrible. They didn't tell a story. It was shit. But that's because that was the start of the story in WWE.
True,
you gotta start somewhere.
That was when the first nut hit happened, right?
And before that, they didn't have any matches in WWE. They were both faces. They were both buddy-buddy. And half the time out of 10, face versus face only really works if it's like the two faces of the company that are like, oh shit,
huge, epic, over as fuck, right?
Yeah, epic match of a lifetime for real within WWE standards, not just, oh yeah, if you actually watch something other than WWE, aside from the like 5% of WWE fans that do that, you know.
But yeah, like it had to be on like some Rock Stone Cold type of shit, where like just huge mega faces and stuff, or like like shit like that. I know what you mean.
They actually
Hogan and
to put it in perspective, like face versus face, mutual respect the match. You got fucking the Cruiserweight Championship match. Godlike, sure. But mutual respect the match, no one cared.
True.
But they had to start somewhere. They created this storyline out of like Shinsuke being a dick and punching AJ in the dick. And now we gotten to the point to where we got extra steps to it. There's progression in the storyline. AJ started to get pissed and like, fine, if Nutshots is the way we're doing this is how we're doing it. Oh shit, we both kicked each other in the nuts and lost. We were mad in the moment, but then we start to get the payoffs like this week where they had like another match that was even more epic than that one was promising to be before the fuck finish. And then it's like, oh shit. And then he does the nut hit thing, and the ref gets confused, like, well, they've been kicking each other in the nuts, so that makes sense to me. And he's like, no, I swear, not this time. And then Shinsuke doesn't hit him in the nuts, but actually takes him down and hits him with the actual finisher to end the match. That was pretty godlike, and that just sets up whatever the next match is going to be, which hopefully Shinsuke's stipulation isn't, it's something that prevents countouts by nut shots and all of that shit, and we can have actual closure to this.
I think, first of all, I love the idea that the heel gets to pick the match. That is perfect, because that just opens up a world of God knows what that he can do. Because if the face in any storyline, if the face gets to pick the match, the face is more so likely gonna not pick some crazy stuff. Yeah. The heel gets to pick the match, it could be whatever, and I love that. And in the heel that Shinsuke is being real, like AJ is calling him the con artist. Being a con artist, it really goes to his character that you don't know what he's gonna do. So I love that idea. I think one thing that could help them is basically saying, I don't know, 2 out of 3 falls count anywhere or something, because in that way, it can't be a draw and there's no count out. So,
and that could also be pretty fucking godlike.
So that like basically falls count anywhere, because if you think about it, almost any match can end in a double knockdown. If you really think about it, technically. So yeah, like almost any match, unless the stipulation says otherwise. All right, really quickly. People listening, I guess this was going to be a little bit longer. We're going to do a little bit more Money in the Bank speculation. So if you want to turn it off now, I understand. Now? Not prediction, but just we can talk about it, because we were talking about Lana and whatnot. If you wanted to finish that, unless you wanted to say fuck it.
I just thought it'd be a funny idea to have them both be obnoxious and have the fucking Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank thing. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Lana's not doing that in a fucking million years, and neither is Rusev.
Well, I mean, Lana doesn't need to have that case. Like I said, Lana's cool. She doesn't need to have that case. The Mr. and Mrs. The Mr. and Mrs. thing would be great. Rusev, should have the case. Maybe Lana doesn't need to have that case. She doesn't need that.
Deserves it about as much as Carmella did when Carmella got it.
I disagree.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Out of Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon, Lana doesn't need it. Billie Kay doesn't need it either.
Based off of who half those people were in the fucking Money in the Bank last year, and Carmella won.
I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching at that time.
Manager
I'm
that
only watching this time.
an over glorified manager that people only really liked because she was hot and never really wrestled that much, won the Money in the Bank last year, undeservedly, and they went with the undeserved angle. So as far as I'm concerned, Lana also an over glorified manager that people only really like because she's hot.
That is true. That is basically the exact same thing.
That's what I'm saying. So he deserves it about as much as Carmella did last year. That's all I was saying. Because I'm saying Carmella didn't necessarily deserve to win the Money in the Bank last year.
Well, let's go ahead.
It is what it is. She's not winning it this year. I'm not saying she did. I'm not saying she deserves to win it. I'm just saying it would be funny to have an obnoxious pair of Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank. That's all.
And then I'm not super high on Lana anyway. But anyway, let's go ahead and do what we did last week. And now that we got new people, let's go ahead and do our picks like we did last week, even though it won't have any bearing on our predictions. So, with now what we know, Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Rusev, and The Miz confirmed. Don't know who New Day is picking, and Big Cass and Samoa Joe, if they win. Whoever wins that. So, out of knowing this, I'm still picking Miz.
Has there ever been a two-time winner of Money in the Bank?
That is a good question. I do not know.
Maybe Edge.
Actually, yeah, I'm looking right now. Edge apparently cashed in twice. Yes.
Yeah, Money.
He cashed in. No, I'm looking at it right now. He cashed in once in 2006 for the first one, and then he cashed in the World Heavyweight Championship in 2007. So yeah. Oh, and CM Punk also. CM Punk in 2008 and 2009.
Yeah. So CM Punk and Edge are two-time winners.
Yes.
Okay. So theoretically, Miz could win again.
Miz could win, and Miz could win, and I mean, if Miz wins, he could cash in for the Intercontinental, keep that going, or he could get back to having a main title because I feel like Miz hasn't had a main title in a while. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, no, the only main title he ever had was the WWE Championship once.
At 27, yeah, WrestleMania 27.
Well, he didn't win it there; he defended it there.
No, I mean he had it at 27, right? Yeah. So yeah, but I feel like Miz is still my pick for right now. Who you got, man?
Braun.
Still okay. I'm not mad at that. Honestly,
he's not going to, but Braun.
Like I said, these matches, like the Money in the Banks, are looking good. They got great competitors.
Like Kevin Owens,
Finn Balor. Watch Big Cass win, and it's Big Cass. Good God. Oh man. Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon, and those are confirmed. Who's going to win between Billie Kay and Lana? And then we have 1, 2, 3 slots that are still open completely. I think I picked Charlotte. Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss doesn't seem to go too long without a title.
Or at least being involved in the match. Which is what I'm saying. She has like a streak of being involved in the matches at pay-per-views.
Like
one way or the other, whether as a challenger or defender.
It seems like Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair basically go back and forth trading the title right now. So I'm Alexa Bliss is my pick now.
Yep.
But yeah, go ahead and close this out. Everybody, hopefully you all enjoyed the convo as usual. Hopefully this isn't too long for you to listen to. But if it is, you know what you can do. If you thought it was too long or not long enough, you can leave a comment. Leave a comment down below. Talk to us. You can go ahead and talk to your boy Jazz speaking right now, or my dude Pete, who you've heard throughout. Please, we would love to hear from you. Let's make this conversation not so one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're talking to each other, and we'd love to be able to talk to you as well. What do you think? Do you think that the Mr. and Mrs. idea would be good? How do you feel about the Enzo situation with everything else with that? How are you feeling about the Big Cass storyline? How are you feeling about Roman Reigns in general? Jinder Mahal? How do you feel as far as Kevin Owens and what they're doing with that? The Leaders of World and the silliness with the B team? Talk to us, everybody, please. We really would love to talk to you. And I'm not just saying that to drum up comments like some people say to fill the comment section and give me likes and all that. I just really want to talk to y'all and see what y'all got to say. That being said, we will see you next week. I believe 7 days from now is May 24th. So that's when we will be recording the next one. It'll be up either the 24th or the 25th, hopefully. And I mean, yo, as always, if you need to make an audible, you can always call it in the ring.
Adios, Ness.